So it has taken me a while to make this video. Joseph and me are leaving Spelkollektivet, and we've been here for almost 2 years, so this is gonna be a big change in our lives. For over 2 months I've had the idea to make this video about what this place even is, because it might be the place that you need right now, and I want to tell you about it. What the hell? In a nutshell, Spelkollektivet is a co-living and co-working place in Sweden, or better, the Swedish countryside. It is 2.5 hours away from Copenhagen airport and easily reachable by train. When we came here in October 2017, the house was in a different location. But since September 2018, it is located here in Väckelsång and it has space for up to 50 people. We are around 30 people right now. So why did Joseph and me almost spend 2 years at this place? First, the money. Hands down, if you live in any bigger European city, rent is probably what your money goes to most of the time. Rent at Spelkollektivet changes depending on how long you stay, and when you come here, but usually I would say it is around 400 euros a month, and this is fairly competitive with I would say most European cities. But now comes the best part. Everything that you need is included in the rent. What do I mean by that? By everything, I mean everything. You get breakfast in the morning, you get 2 warm meals a day, somebody cooks food for you. You don't have to spend time cooking, you don't have to spend time shopping, you just have to show up and eat, and it's included in the 400 euro rent. You even get internet, electricity, water. They even buy the toilet paper and the shower gel for you. You can also still buy your own stuff here. You can buy breakfast stuff, you can buy things to cook and cook your own meal. There is a supermarket, but if you wanted to, you can just live here for 400 euros, not pay anything else. Number 2, and I only have number 1, which is the money because it's so cheap, and number 2. So number 2 is the game devs. I'm gonna make this one really short, but there's just a lot of cool people in the house. I've been here for 2 years. I've seen a lot of people come and go, but there's always been cool people, so I'm gonna meet other game devs and be surrounded by cool people. And come here. So now you are probably wondering, Simone, what does this magical place of wonder look like? And to that I say, let's do a house tour. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do the house tour now. I filmed this 2 months ago. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna... Okay, so this is the outside of the house. And this is the room that you see when you first arrive. Right now it's a bit messy, because we just ordered new furniture. But then to the left. So this is the eating room, without food and without people. And recently it's been getting warmer, so... And it's super warm and it's very nice. So hi, this is Simone from the future. Back when I filmed this, we didn't have this place, so now even more people can sit outside. Hooray! But it looks like shit now because it's raining, but believe me, it's super cool and nice when there's sun. So from the eating area to the dishwasher. No, I'm kidding. This is the kitchen, the homie's kitchen. This is our beautiful fridge. And this is mainly where we can just cook breakfast. If you want to cook. Because if you don't, then this is the professional kitchen where they cook the good food. But I'm not allowed in there. Yes. was only slightly creepy. What else? Oh yeah, the warmest room in the house. Which looks like this at the moment, but it doesn't usually look like this. So this is the infamous pee waterfall, which you already know if you've seen any of the videos that I recorded in here. And this is where we have all of the board games. And yeah, this is also the room where we mostly hang out in the evening and just play and drink. Mostly drink, really. So all of the board games are from the house. I think some are from the homies, but mostly it's from the house. Oh yeah, there's also, now that I'm seeing this, there's D&D sessions every couple of weeks, but it depends on who's in the house at the moment. So right now there's a lot of people that like to play D&D, so there's a lot of D&D going on, but like we had phases where there was no D&D players, so yeah, no D&D. Makes sense! Let us continue. Hello! Alright, hallway number 1 with renovations. So this is the renovated area of the house. It has, I don't know how many rooms, but in all of these doors there's rooms for the homies. And this is the area that is getting renovated. So this will be like a just sitting, chilling, reading area. And yeah, this is the renovation where there's more homie rooms being made. I actually haven't seen these. Sponsored by IKEA. What?
Finish the bed.
Yeah. But I have it on video that it's not finished. So should I come later when it's finished? And then film again? Okay. Oh, no, I'm not gonna finish it. I have important YouTube work to do. I don't have important YouTube work to do. As you can maybe hear, this is the shower. This is where you get clean, I suppose. Zoom. If we go around this corner. Ta-da! This is the second hallway. Again, these are all homie rooms, but these aren't renovated. Front section here. There's like these 2 rooms are renovated and in the rest there's people living. And I think in this nice and yellow back section there's only like 2 or 3 rooms here where people are living. Oh yeah, back there is like more rooms. And now we go down to the basement. Just keep working.
Just be normal.
Just act natural. You're doing a very good job.
You don't show any of the trash. Oh yeah.
Where is the trash? I just blur it out.
There. Oh,
so this is the trash. So this is the big office, and now we go to the Joshua office. Oh, it's not the Joshua office anymore.
I used to work for a couple of weeks.
So this is the
It's
empty. The empty office.
The empty room, yeah.
Yup, we leave this room. Ta-da! Oh, and this is the quiet office, now with improved sunlight blockage. Bye. This office you probably know the most, because this is where I almost film every game jam ever. So another dark and scary corridor, and it leads into the Netflix room. So this is the room where we have all of the consoles, the big TV, all the sofas, basically for gaming and watching TV. Opposite from the Netflix room we have VR playing room and the VR, I guess, setup room. If we continue down this path. Hello! So this is the second Netflix room. Now we enter the area that is not really renovated as much. And in here we have like an esports room that exactly has room for like 5 people, but none of us use it. And I think there's kids from the town that use it. And opposed to that we have... Hello? So this is the gym. We sometimes use it. This is actually used very often. Ping pong table and gym. Let's go. Welcome to one of the creepy hallways. Like all of these doors on the right are mainly for storage. We barely use this part of the house except... Ta-da! It's so nice and bright. So as you probably guessed, this is the laundry room. We do laundry sometimes. And one really nice addition that I really appreciate is this thing. You kind of know that you're becoming an adult when you get excited about the drying room. But anyway, this is where you can just hang up your stuff and it dries. And if you want it to dry faster, you can, that back there is a fan, you can just turn it on and then it dries really fast. And it's very exciting. This is Joseph and my laundry, by the way. And this is the laundry basket. Has it become apparent that I don't know how to film a house tour video? Oh, by the way, also sponsored by IKEA. Nah, we're not sponsored. I wish we were. But if we go out here. Stairs, 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 stairs. Oh, stairs, stairs, stairs. If we were to go up here, this is the first floor where more homies live, but I kind of just don't want to go because it's just more closed doors, so it's just not. Which brings us back to this. So yeah, that is basically the house. I think the only thing to do now is just to check if Rasmus has finished that bed. Have you finished the bed? We just need to see if you assembled it or not. Ta-da! Bed. So now that you've seen the place and heard me talk about the place, you might be intrigued, but you still don't know like what to do here. And I had the same problem before coming here and also before getting more into game dev, that I had no idea what it meant to come here. And basically, if you're only paying 400 euros a month and everything else is taken care of, and you're surrounded by other motivated people, you can really focus on getting into game dev, and it allows you the financial freedom of just, yeah, existing and doing what is fun to you, if that makes sense. To give you guys kind of an insight of what my life has been like here. I also filmed what a typical day in my life at Spelkollektivet looks like. Usually I get up in the morning around 7 or 8 and then head down to the office to spend some time alone. I use those 2 to 3 morning hours before everybody else gets up to focus on drawing, language learning, or listening to audiobooks. Afterwards I start working on either client work, company work, or, like on this day, my private stuff. So yeah, that's mainly the mornings. And food. Food is usually served between 12 and 12:30, and there's always a 2-week plan of what is being cooked. Wow, isn't this super exciting? Today I'm really just updating my social media, updating our social media for Do and I, adding a imprint to my website. So very boring stuff. Even if I were to work on client work, I would just like sit here and draw instead of writing text and formatting text. But this is basically what the afternoons look like. However, this afternoon, one of my housemates decided to have a spontaneous portrait drawing session with Joseph. So we also sometimes spend the evenings just playing video games, playing board games, or just watching Netflix together. There's usually always somebody that wants to watch something, so you're in good company. Good night. And that is pretty much my day. But then again, there's also days where we don't work at all. When Joseph and me came here, this was our timeout. Spelkollektivet gave us the freedom to reinvent ourselves and build up a business from the ground without any financial pressure. On top of that, it helped me escape the hamster wheel of working for clients 10 to 14 hours every day. And especially the last year, all that extra time that I've managed to free has helped me grow immensely as an artist. I even had some extra time to learn programming. And visual scripting. So why am I making this video? The truth is, I want Spelkollektivet to continue, and for that it needs new people to be interested and to move into the house. I feel it's a great place to be if you just need a break for just 1 month or even 12 months. Spelkollektivet doesn't really have anything on their website where you can see how life here is, because they just don't have the capacity at the moment to do these things. So I just wanted to show the world what it's like to be here and to live here. And if Spelkollektivet might be what you need right now, and if you're interested, I'll be down in the comments answering all your questions, and let's just talk about it. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Mitzi, no. You know I can't let you in. You know I can't let you in. Bye, Mitzi. Bye, Mitzi.
Hi, my name is Genius, and welcome to Spelkollektivet. I'm the proud owner and majority shareholder. I'm here today to give you a lovely tour of this fine establishment. Come on, let's go! This is the North Wing, one of 3 residential areas here. Let's take a look inside one of the rooms. You're supposed to unlock the door.
Isn't not unlocked? I'm sorry.
Saying sorry isn't gonna unlock the Let's take a look inside one of the rooms. It's a bit bland at the moment, but there's plenty of space to make it your own. And would you look at all these rooms? And would you look at all these laundry? Outside, there's plenty of luscious, spacious grounds, nearby forests, and even a fire pit. Let's take a look.
That's great, but come on back. There's more house to see. That's great, but come on back. There's more house to see.
Hey, are you coming?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's go.
Did I mention? We're all athletes.
These balls.
I forgot about that.
So come on down, stay a while. You're gonna love it here. My name is Winkleton, signing out. So, what do you think? Pretty good, huh? So, what do you think? Pretty good, huh? You're fired!
Welcome to Spelkollektivet, a co-working and co-living space for game developers around the world. Our aim is to provide an affordable space to eat, sleep, work, and build connections with other game devs from different backgrounds and experiences. Most residents here work in one of the dedicated co-working spaces. We have the loud office for those looking for a more social working environment, and the quiet offices for a more distraction-free environment. All areas come equipped with high-speed internet, desks, and office chairs, with the added bonus of being around other passionate people while they work on their own projects. And if you prefer, there's plenty of space in your own private bedroom. To help foster a collaborative community, we host a weekly stream, the Spelkollektivet Game Developers Conference, an opportunity to showcase what you've been working on and gain valuable feedback on your projects from developers just like yourself. Even though you might work alone, we're still a big team that always has each other's backs. But let's all remember to take some time to relax, have fun, and enjoy yourself. Spelkollektivet encourages a healthy balance of work and play with a number of dedicated spaces for games, board games, movies, and outside activities to participate with your fellow game devs. Speaking of game devs, let's talk to some.
Just settle in.
All right.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Yeah, hi, I'm Matej Jan.
Hello, I'm Marijke.
I am Megan McCurdy.
I'm Adam.
I'm Annika.
I'm Michal. I'm Jovi.
I am Belinda.
I am Fio. I'm a composer from New Zealand.
I'm from Germany and I'm a solo game developer.
I'm from the Philippines and I'm an artist that works in the game industry.
I am an indie game developer.
I'm helping her with her stuff. Also, I help in the house.
I'm from Czech Republic and I'm the developer of Lords and Villains.
I'm from Germany and I'm an art director / UI UX designer for Hotel Magnate.
I come from Slovenia and I'm a pixel artist and game developer.
I came here to focus on the development of my game and have more free time and be around the community of indie game developers to get some support from my peers.
I was already working alone on my projects and I just wanted to be part of a community and be part of a group of people that have similar interests.
I felt a little bit stagnant back at home. I wasn't getting anywhere or meeting a lot of people in the industry, so I just took the plunge.
We both thought about, hey, let's make a trip just where we can do programming. At this time we didn't know that Spelkollektivet existed, and it was a really nice coincidence that we found this place and could just work on software.
I wanted to experience what life was like living abroad. The idea of living together with other passionate game developers was really interesting to me.
I miss how my life was working from an office when I had a normal game development job, but I still want to work on my game, and so being here is the best of both worlds. I can work on my game and be in an office with other game developers, and it's even better because we also live together, and it's really nice to have like-minded people around you.
I came here because a friend of mine, Annika, she went here before and she told me about this place and was like, "You're sure this is real? Are they not selling you organs or something?" Like, no, it's real, it's really awesome. And then I decided, damn, I'm gonna come here, it's gonna be fucking awesome, and it is.
One of the most surprising to me was how good the food is, and it has great variety. So we have normal and vegetarian options, and I actually became vegetarian while being here because I was thinking about it already before, but I'm too lazy to prepare it, and here somebody does it for you, and it's...
The community is amazing. Here are so many people with totally different experiences, and you can learn from every single one of them something special.
The people, I think. I wasn't expecting to make so many great friendships here, and along with working with those friends, it's been really cool.
I like a lot of things, and it's very hard for me to pick one that would stand out the most. I think above everything it would be the people that I'm surrounded with, because I think they are very like-minded and very accepting and supportive. So I feel like home here, and that's what I like the most about this place.
For more information, check out our website for the latest prices and details, or join us on Discord where you can ask more questions from us directly.
Sam, could you do a lap and try to get as many people here as possible now?
Like a big bell.
Yeah.
Shame! Shame!
Not that is everyone. Coconut family.
There are so many uses of the coconut tree. You can build a bigger house for the family. All you need is to find the coconut man. If he cuts the tree, he gets the fruits. It's the coconut tree. It's the of the coconut tree. From the cocoa family.
Yeah, let's set it up to Brian. Please do so.
Most of you don't know me, so.
Brian comes from Ireland.
I can see him the 4 times.
Yeah, I can't even speak Irish. He comes for his pot of gold. Ha ha ha. Ta 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 ta. No fun allowed. Boom. You found one person?
Otherwise, people are watching online.
I mean, today.
Yeah. Do you have a controller over there? So this one.
I have no control here. Yes, open.
She should have been the one getting this. I wasn't doing anything wrong.
I mean, I like how not even the guys who are releasing their game here tonight is here. Oh, okay. But it's 8 now. But it's 8 now. 7 to 8. Where's Matei? Do we have all the speakers there? Do we have Annie here? No? Okay. Yeah, sorry, we have delays because people are delayed. Did you find your treat, Matei? Thank you. All right, let's get started. Hello and welcome to SUDC. Woo! With your wise host, James. The fuck? All right. Today we have a special session. We're gonna start off as usual with showcasing some stuff going on in the house. And at 9 o'clock, that is in 55 minutes ish, we're gonna have a special presentation by the team of Lords and Villains, the game that just released today. So yes, hands for that game. We've only done this streaming thing for like 2 years now, so we're still working on how to clap. Or I think we did at least spend the first month like me going, not yet, no clapping, stop clapping, now you can clap. Then I just gave up on it. And before we do that, I'm also going to do like just a short summarization or summary of Spelkollektivet's last 4 years, because this month we turned 4 years old. Woo! Yeah. All right, boomers. First up is Martin. You want to go first? Yeah? Let's do it.
I'm not actually showing stuff.
Oh, you're just talking?
No, I do. I show stuff. I just don't know stuff. I'm showing shit. I'm just not showing shit I worked on.
You're showing someone else's shit.
No, I worked on this presentation for like 15 minutes.
All right.
Yeah. Woo. Present. Hello. Yeah. Look at this professional presentation and the font doesn't work. So now it's the line break is where it shouldn't be. All right. I just have like a very quick presentation prepared because Poznan is coming up, and I know a bunch of you are going to Poznan, and some of you have not been at a conference before. And I was like, hey, I maybe have some interesting things to share in that regard. So without further ado, here's some things you need to do. Make sure your game forces the tutorial every time it starts, and you don't sort of have people not run into the tutorial. So like every time players start, make sure tutorial runs again. Make sure your game auto resets, so you don't have any save game stuff or whatever. So whenever people step away from the game for whatever 5 minutes and there's no inputs, the game just goes back to menu. So you don't have to, oh, somebody's done playing. Okay, I need to go up, go back to menu. So just throw them back. An attract mode is a nice thing you can do, which is like if the game is in idle, so if it's like in a menu and nothing's happening, maybe it plays a trailer or does something flashy that gets people to the machine to play it. There's a thing, attract mode is a thing that they used to do in arcades back then. So that's where the name comes from. Multiple builds. This is a little bit of a tricky one. I love how the GIF never ends and you're just waiting forever. When you go to a conference, my learning is that after like 2 days, you've got enough feedback that you kind of want to get back to working on the game again. But what you can do is if you have like multiple versions where you're not sure which one's better, just bring multiple versions and run them on different days or across the day and get feedback what works. And do like a little A/B test on site. It can be pretty useful. What else do we have? Run a contest, especially if you're like a multiplayer game or something with like high scores or a local multiplayer game. Run a contest across the day and, I don't know, give away a copy of the game or something. Because it'll get people sort of coming back and being interested. And then no flyers. I think it's cool to give out stuff to people, but flyers, in my opinion, are a waste of money because I'm not sure about you guys, but I've never gotten a flyer and had the feeling like I've gotten something valuable I want to take care of. If people are in conferences, they're probably going to see a lot of games, and if they have a flyer, they'll just chuck it in a bag or their pants or something, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a dirty, fucked up mess, and nobody wants to look at it again. So if you want to give out something that feels more valuable than a flyer and is less likely to be thrown away or just discarded. Yeah, and last one, a really good, it's less applicable here, just put it in here because it sort of fit. A really good thing of going to conferences is to meet other developers that work in the trenches with you. This is sort of a feature of like the big booth specifically, if you're like in the Mega booth or the Indie Arena booth. Going as Poznan is sort of, doing that in larger, but it's a great chance to sort of just meet the people that are on the machines next to you and say hi and get to know them and make some friendly contact. That's it. That's me. Thank you. Woo! Questions? I'm not sure if I have answers. No questions. Thank you.
Yes, all these points are really fucking amazing, and I cannot stress the the point of like having a reset, an auto reset even, because like otherwise you will never be able to step away, because every time you step away some fucker is gonna do something in the game and just leave it there, and so the next person comes up, starts playing from the wrong point or something like that, and they're gonna have a shitty experience. So make sure it auto resets, and that you also have a button so that you know which button to press to just auto reset it immediately. Like so, encounter a bug or whatever, okay, auto reset, boom, done. Let's get going. Awesome. And someone posted in the chat that stickers are way more better than flyers, so stickers are nice, right?
I also think business card size things are really good. Like I made a card game, so it made sense for me to do that. I've had like 4 different versions or like different artwork on it, and some people wanted to collect all of them, and it feels a lot more valuable to get like a thick paper business card, and it's less likely to be sort of crumpled and bad than like a flimsy flyer.
And if you want a really bad tip, which could be fun, print a fake Steam code so people will save it specifically because they thought they had a free game, but they don't. But they will remember the game. Yeah, use this tip carefully.
I have another thing actually.
Yeah?
It may make sense to use the conference to collect news, if you have a newsletter, to collect emails. You can either put in like an email field that's sort of the end of your demo, and you're at the end, like, hey, do you want to learn more? Put your email in here and then collect it that way. Or you can just print out a fucking piece of paper, put a pen there, and let people write down their email addresses. If it gives you 40, 50 email addresses, it's more than you had before, and it's not a lot of work.
Yeah. Just to repeat in the mic, get newsletter subscriptions. And a point from my side as well, because a lot of people attend events and they hate it or they love it. But a big reason why people do hate it is because they don't have a reason or a real point of going there yet. Because they didn't think of what am I looking for when I'm going here. So as you're approaching Poznan, really think about what are you looking for here? What's actually a viable goal to get here? And also see if there's a way for you to measure it. Such as, for example, newsletter subscriptions. Like, okay, can I get 100 newsletter subscriptions? Or something at least to like measure whether or not you feel like it was worth it to you to do it. Other than just having fun, of course. That's a good value as well. But it's always good to measure the thing you actually were looking for. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, well, we're skipping the 5-minute rule. Frank, DT. Is it you, Frank? Are you the Frank in the chat? It's probably so. Why are you sitting there writing?
I'm an advanced troll.
All right, next up, Annie.
Just gotta go grab my stuff from here. That worked. Okay. Yeah, so hi everyone. I'm here this time on behalf of my brother to present something that he's been making because it could be very interesting for you as well. So for some context, my brother is a game developer as well, and like a long time ago we made our very first game together called Farm for Your Life, where you build a farm and at night there's some zombies coming by and you have to protect your farm, and there is people coming by from the city that you have to feed, and it's fun. And yeah, but this is just for context. What I was wanting to show you is what he's been working on. Well, during this last year or 2 years nearly already, he's been working on Mixup, which is this platform that people can meet online for certain event needs. And yeah, this was like, especially during the Corona time, it was like very helpful. And he's been working on a for the indie dev community, he's been working on a events that we can for free like meet up and discuss and our games, and have some speakers visiting. And I just wanted to show you what he's been up to, and that's why I'm just gonna show you the video to let him present his thing. If there's sound, is there sound?
Yeah, sound.
It's not like it. Doesn't sound like there's sound.
Hello, my name is Oliver, and I'm an indie dev from Germany, and you may know me from the Indie Arena group, which I helped build with a fantastic team back when Gamescom was happening in Cologne. During the last year, I often noticed that online events I was invited to are not fun or interactive or engaging. And as a game developer, I thought this could be done better. So I've been working on Mixup, a game-like online event service running directly in the browser. Now that Mixup's up and running, I want to return to giving back to the game development community by building an international online game developer meetup. Welcome to the Game Dev Grove. The Game Dev Grove will be a 2-hour event which will consist of 3 main features. Number 1, the 2 stages, one of which I'm standing on right now. There will be a couple of 10-minute talks from speakers from various countries in 2 separate tracks. From the stage, you can walk over to a small expo showcasing developers who want to be seen by other developers and talk about what they're working on. Each exhibitor has their own voice and video chat in parallel, so multiple conversation can happen at once. I'll invite some of my publisher friends too, so maybe this will be a chance to form some great new connections. And number 3 is streaming networking. With many small group areas like this, in which you can have some free-form window time to keep in touch. With your avatar, you have the freedom to walk in between those areas to choose to participate in whichever feature you like most. My goal is to create a regular event like this, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So let's start with the first event and see if it works and if you like it. The first Game Dev Grove will happen on October 7th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to join me as a speaker or exhibitor, there's a form you can fill out below. If you want to check out the event, you can click the event link below directly and pre-register. This way I can remind you a day before so you won't miss it. I'm looking forward to seeing many of you again on October 7th at 3 p.m. in the Game Dev Grove.
Yeah. So that's that is what I want to show you guys. So I will be there. He asked me if I want to speak about the Spelkollektivet and my experience here. But there's still space for people to present their games if they want to. And if you have an idea for a talk that you want to hold, then you can also send that in. Also, my brother is in the chat right now, so if you have any questions, then you can just ask in the chat. Or ask me, maybe I can answer it. Yes, Arthur.
Yeah, it's just a suggestion. I think like this type of stuff is a bit missing, I guess.
It's a bit what?
It's missing in the indie dev community. So what if this becomes like a permanent event?
Yeah, I think that's the goal, that this becomes. Yeah, so Arthur said that this type of events are missing in the indie dev community, and he hopes that this becomes a regular event, and I agree. But I think that's Ollie's goal. But yeah, let's just. I think it's going to be great if a bunch of people are going to be there. Yeah, we show that we actually want to have this and support this. And yeah, like I said, I think it's Ollie's goal to do a regular thing out of it anyway. Okay, thank you.
Woo!
Great job, Oliver. And Annie for presenting. Let's see, next up. Laurent Zonges. Oh, sorry, I thought you were Japanese. I like that the one who's not going up is the one picking the button. Yes. So, all of them participate.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Today I'm joined by Juan. My name is Fio, and with Isa and with Laura, we are the Cold Theater Studios, and we wanted to let you know we are still working. It's on our game, Idle Paranormal Inc., which is a narrative-focused horror idle clicker, in which you are the supplier of goods for two supernatural investigators. And what do we want to present today? The workflow for the story. So,
thank you. So this has been an interesting couple of weeks because when we started thinking about the game, we all assumed that the main storyline, which was just going to be a series of chapters of quests and their epilogues, so to speak, and they would all be connected, and we'd have branching options with branching narratives that you could then replay if you wanted to find out what would happen if I had chosen this other option or whatever. We thought that would be something that we could not launch without, right? We wanted to launch, or we still want to launch relatively early and then keep the game alive through constant regular updates. But we thought, okay, the basic storyline has to be there from the beginning, right? We sort of like didn't really question it. But then we ran into some issues and we realized, no, this has to be something that we build by starting small and then going big. So we decided to start with shorter, independent random quests. But while I was working on the main storyline, I decided, even though we really weren't going to use it initially, I decided to use a tool that's what I wanted to share with you today for those of you who write as well. Oops, sorry about that. Never mind. The tool is called Twine, and it's free to use. I'm assuming some of you already know about it because it's been around for a long time. But basically, it allows you to very easily, very comfortably, without really prior knowledge of any sort of coding or any of that stuff, it allows you to create interactive narrative fiction, basically. And as a writer, it's a really fun tool to use. It has a relatively entertaining amount of depth, so you can just use it for connecting nodes and seeing the flow of the story, if it helps you, which is what I originally used it for, just because it's easier to see what you're doing if you're crafting a branching narrative, if you see it like this, displayed with nodes and connecting lines and stuff, instead of having a 50-page long Google Doc with stuff in brackets, and then you go crazy trying to figure out what goes where and what option gets you to what branch, etc., etc. So initially I just thought I'll use this for myself just to have a visual aid when it comes to knowing how far I've gone, where the branches are, etc., etc. But we discovered, or rather Isa discovered, our programmer, that there's actually a tool that allows us somehow, this is magic to me, but apparently it allows us to sort of import, or it allows Unity to read forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, read what I do in Twine and then kind of import it to Unity, and it sort of saves the structure, so how you lay it out in Twine is replicated in Unity, and a bunch of other really nifty perks that when we went into it we didn't really expect to have. So this marriage of the writer working on a very simple program, and then the being able to sort of ship that with very, very few cons and a lot of perks over to the programming department, so to speak, has been an absolute godsend. And I went from feeling a little iffy about how I was going to have to sort of copy-paste everything and add a bunch of markers or just learn how certain things worked in order to sort of pick apart my story and plop it back in an unfriendly piece of software for me, to just feeling like, wow, no, okay, now I don't, this does it for me. It's fantastic. And I also don't have to feel stressed about handing a bunch of stuff over to our programmer that she then has to grapple with. So for those writers among us who didn't know this tool, it's great. It's a lot of fun, even if it's for a very short exercises. It's a great resource to have, and you can go surprisingly relatively deep with it as well. So there's been a bunch of if you go on the main site, Twine, they showcase a bunch of games or interactive narrative experiences that people have published over the years with it, and do recommend for sure.
Just as a side note also, it has also the position. We can read it out of the Twine program, so we don't have to rearrange it. Unity is already placed on the right spot in our game, which is very handy because it saves us a lot of work. And this is also something that Juan then can easily make and say, okay, these are the lines that we have.
And we don't have to force our programmer to rearrange everything by hand, basically, which must be an absolute nightmare. We can just have it there and then just import it, and it shows up the way it should. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Any questions? Yes.
What is the tool to get the Twine into Unity?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
That can I answer?
Yes, of course.
The tool is called Isa.
Okay, the tool is called Isa, our programmer. Just ask her kindly.
Yeah.
There is a tool where you can export the Twine thing into a JSON file, but I may,
you have to write it.
I deal with the JSON file with my own program. So.
Any further questions, doubts, suggestions? Yes.
Can you show how the tree is looking?
I can show you Twine, yeah. Well, this down there, so the lower half of the screen right now is how Twine looks. It's the light mode. It has a dark mode, fear not, which is one I use. But yeah, basically this is how it looks. I guess I can show you the webpage if you want. No, that was not what I wanted to do. Forgive me, I'm left-handed, and that is a handicap. Yeah, there you go. So you can also use it online, so you don't have to download the app if you don't want to. Though I don't see why not. It's pretty lightweight, and there's more than one version. You can also, so there's Twine 2, but there's also Twine 1, which they have somewhere here as well, in case you want to go old school, I guess. And it says it's been used to create hundreds of works. I can test to that fact, but it hasn't loaded them for whatever reason. But they do show up there. And yeah, again, really, really handy. I like it a lot. It's great stuff. Also open source and everything, so really cool. What? Okay. So yeah, anything else? No. All right. Cool. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
2 seconds. stream. I'm just plugging in a controller here. Hopefully one day.
Remember to turn on the speakers again.
No, you.
Okay. I can do that. Makes sense.
I don't know where USB ports are.
There's one right behind us. Look at that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango?
Like that.
Let's get in. Alright. Whatever that means. Oh, by the way, he said doo-doo.
I noticed in 1 second after I was like, ah.
I was like, note to self, say that he said it.
Yeah. I think everyone noticed.
Yeah. Alright. Next up, and our final presenter before the final presentation, which starts in 28 minutes. But don't worry, I have a plan for this. Ish. So Sam is gonna showcase the game he's working on as Spelkollektivet, and then we're just gonna, I guess, play the game on stream until it's time to do something else. So we're killing time by playing it, and if you want to give feedback, that's super nice as well. We do have some closed playtesting sessions. Sam is quite proud of having implemented a bunch of noises that Sebastian has made, and it's starting to feel like a game now. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I haven't seen it myself yet. So yeah, let's give it up for Sam. Woo!
Where's the NAS stuff? There it is. Cool. Alright. So, hey, my name's Sam. I'm part of the Spelkollektivet game dev team, along with Marie, Sebastian, and Johannes, and as supervisor, James. This is I'm going to quickly show off some stuff I'm proud of whilst working on Cyborgs. It's a project that's been in development for the last maybe 3.5 months. And I've done a lot of work on the characters in the game. So I'm going to show a little bit of that off before I show off the game as a full thing. And just as a side note, nothing in this is final and everything's subject to change. It's very early access stuff. Or early access content, alpha content. Early.
You're missing the R.
Yeah. So, first of all, what is Cyborgs? The elevator pitch is it's a top-down twin-stick shooter set in a cyberpunk battle arena run by insectoids. So, the original idea was to have, and yeah, of course, don't worry, I have a workaround for the videos. But the original idea was to have very bug-like creatures. And when I mean very bug-like creatures, I mean like straight up insects. But yeah, this was the first playable version of Cyborgs back 3 months ago, July 1st. So it shows the basics of dashing and picking up weapons and shooting. And a very simple bug character model, which is supposed to be a beetle. Yeah, plenty of fun. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so the first focus was creating the character models, and it was supposed to be very bug-like, and it's straight up a stag beetle with a gun on its back, which I have a better video of. Again, same thing, but with dummies this time. and showing the difference between slow gun versus fast gun. And then basic implementation of enemies that follow and do damage, and you can fight back. But yeah, the biggest issue with the character is that it's just straight up a beetle. It's no fun to look at because everyone's seen beetles before, and you can't really get invested in the character because it's very unfamiliar with the human, which you are.
Assumptions.
Yeah. So I went back and redesigned the characters and tried to find cool and interesting ways of designing a character. And it went through many iterations of just bug-like things that weren't actually all that fun to look at, or were interesting, but they were more like monsters, and you can really relate to the character. So it wasn't quite what I was looking for. And until I did this sketch, which felt more interesting, I had a more humanoid, insectoid feeling with the character, and I just continued and refined it and followed these principles to create all the other characters for the game, which I've been working on. So we have a mantis, who isn't in the game yet, but I hope to add it soon, which I think looks pretty cool. We have the shopkeeper, who is a moth. Oh, it's supposed to be, there it is. Got little glasses. And we have the fly guys who run the arena, and this is an in-game screenshot of the arena VIP area that's above the shop, which you'll be seeing in a bit. And along with this, one of the big troubles of developing these creatures, or these characters, has been animation. So I'm not an animator, and we don't have any animators in our team. So my first thought was, well, let's do procedural animation. So for the past, I think 2 weeks, I've been rigging, setting up the main character with procedural rigs, and in Blender skin weighting and setting up the skeleton and everything. And this is in Unity. I'm using Unity's rigging package, which is really versatile and has a lot of tools to help with inverse kinematics and different setups for setting up rigs. And as you can see, this is all real time in play mode, so you can position all the different bones however you like. Next. And then I started doing locomotive animation for the feet and getting the character to walk around. So this was the very early stage of getting feet placements and looking around towards a specific point in space, which will later be the mouse cursor. So again, more developed. He's actually stepping. And the green dot is the point he's looking towards, which is the mouse. And the wings. So these were a lot of fun to test out and make. So the wings, literally the bones of the wings, I'm just scaling them from 0 to 1. And then moving the shell pieces up and down. And of course, I had to do a quick stress test, just to make sure that I could have a lot of creatures that are skin weighted and rigged with the rig setup. And finally, I was able to do all that same setup with the enemies and have them follow around and try and attack you. Yeah, the player was invincible for this, so. So yeah, that was most of my development with the characters, and here's an extra little shader test that I did at one point. Just because why not? So yeah, with all this, I can show off the game now. But quick final note, if you want to follow the development of Cyborgs, you can follow Spelkollektivet on Twitter, at Spelkollektivet. Spelkollektiv. There's no E in the end.
Also, can I turn on desktop sound? Apparently it's not.
It's low?
Well, it's not transmitting desktop sound, apparently. I don't know. This is supposed to be... Well, I don't know how to do it, so YOLO.
Alright, we'll just see if it works then. Alright, game time. Let's see if this works.
It might mean that people on the stream don't hear the sound from the thingy.
That'd be a shame.
Is the actual sound coming from this one? I'll turn it up a little bit so that they can hear it in the stream. It should be fine.
So, music by Sebastian. Yeah. Alright, so this is the main hub where you start off the game. You got a tutorial guy who tells you about the game and how to play. But we'll skip through this. And you got a sad dude who's boohoo very sad. So at the very start of the game, you get the choice between 3 weapons. A fast TX blaster, which shoots 9 bullets in rapid fire. Some pincers, which is a melee weapon. And a triple barrel shotgun, which I'm going to go with because it's usually the most powerful. Based in these. So, enemies have a chance of dropping their weapon, so you can just throw your weapon and pick up the other weapon. So this is TX Blaster. And the spectators have just thrown money, so now I can pick up the money, and I can go to the shop and buy some cool shit. So in the shop, between each round, you have a choice between 1 free upgrade. So we've got cybernetic eyes, energy shields, and health upgrade. Currently I have about only 50 currency, so and the upgrades are free. So for example, I can do health upgrades. I've increased my max health, and I'm gonna buy the stag pincers, and I can't heal because I'm out of money. I'm gonna start next round. Ooh, let's get this one. I died. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the game. Any questions? Theo?
Is friendly fire on?
Is friendly fire on? There's no friends to fight or to shoot.
No, for the enemy bugs. Will they kill
Oh,
themselves?
no, the friendly fire is on for them, yeah. So they can't kill, sorry, it's off, so they can't kill themselves. Each other. Astio?
What's the butterfly you earned?
That's money, that's currency. So the crowd will throw money between rounds to help you then buy stuff and continue fighting. Annie?
What's your next step?
Next step, just more content. So more enemies, more weapons, and continuing with the content. And also, you might have realized the, I forgot to mention, the monitors. There's a monkey on it. The monitors are supposed to show like ads of the world and indicate like it's currently shop time, go buy stuff at the shop, or it's warning this door's about to open and there's enemies about to spew out. So stuff like that. Brian?
At the moment, is the money that you get after clearing a round static, or is it based on performance?
Currently it's static, but there is plan to make it based on your performance. We want the crowd to be very engaged in what the player does, and reward the player for good behavior, for like fighting and being very skillful, yeah, or like show off. Like the more damage you do, the more they're likely to throw more money. But if you're cowardly and you just fight from distance, maybe they'll boo you and throw less money. Annie?
Also, who's making the music?
It's Sebastian. Yeah. Yeah, James?
An idea from the chat.
Mm-hmm.
It says maybe an idea to have an info pop-up about the weapon as you get close.
It's a good idea. We have info about the weapons in the shop, which is the same weapons you find from the enemies. But yeah, there is no info about the weapons on the floor when you pick them up.
We have a question from the chat. Why do you earn butterflies?
So currently, butterflies is just a placeholder. It's going to be elytra wings, which is like golden elytra wings, which is the in-game currency of the world. Yep.
Is the plan endless mode, or is the plan to have a final boss?
So there's plans for final boss. Currently, we're just making it kind of endless. Yep.
Any plans far down the road to integrate the Twitch chat? The more they share, the more special attacks the enemies get, so they get to harass the player, stuff like that.
That would be really cool. I haven't thought of that. That's a nice idea. Yeah. Yeah, Twitch implementation would be dope. Alright. I guess we open it up for anyone who wants to play.
Yes, so if there's nothing more, is anyone willing to test the game for a few minutes? Like, we don't have that many minutes to kill, so anyone up? Alright. So, Johanna will take over here and entertain you guys for a few minutes.
Oh, I don't remember the buttons to use.
That's okay.
Okay, I will figure it out. Maybe the options can tell me.
Oh, do you need the controls?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on left stick, where's twin section go? So left stick, move. Right stick, aim. Right trigger is shoot.
Oh.
Right bumper is melee weapon.
Yeah.
X and Y is for throwing away weapons.
Be back in 7 minutes, and then we will do, I will do a quick summarization before we start the presentation.
Yeah. Yeah, I did try the game.
Oh yeah,
but I didn't.
Just checking who the reactions were
I'm gonna take these.
You use right bumper.
Yeah. Oh. No. Oops.
The melee enemies do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember. What? Yeah. Oh. Let's try. This one.
says, hi Johanna.
That's my sister. Hey Lynn. No. Oh, it's over. I ran.
In which case you can restart. If you press start,
I'm just gonna die. Kill me!
You can't get close to it, he gets panicked. He's introvert. He's not a small. He's introverted. He's also on the power.
Yeah. Do they have?
Press the stop button.
Do they have a limit?
Yeah, and restart.
Stop. If you remove the base upgrade, like starting with husks. Base? No, base upgrade.
Okay, this one then.
You want to start with husks. No, I mean like, why not? So you're gonna get these situations where you have to have like,
It's more difficult than last time. Yes, I got two! Yes! No, what happened? What happened to the... Look at them! They don't have their pinchers. No! 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 Yeah. I'm gonna try again.
Is the aim 16 directions or free aim?
16 directions.
It's the directions.
It's a free aim.
What? It is? It feels like it's directions. Yes. No.
Maybe it's the controller.
No.
Comment from the chat. Really nice touch with the bugs flying in and removing the extra weapons.
Hey.
Yeah.
This is small detail. It's the flies that come into super weapons.
I think people are
Oh, it didn't work.
roasting you in the chat.
Really? What? I'm so
Via your sister.
What are they doing?
They wrote, the Kludkaka, I didn't know your sister was a speedrunner.
What? Yes! What's that all? I got a heart! The audience loves me. They gave me a heart.
Yeah, sometimes the audience will give you ammo or health.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna go with the spikes. And I'm gonna heal. Oh, I want the grenades. I'm gonna save for the grenades if I can survive. Oh.
So the spikes is just a bomb that's on one player.
Yeah.
It's a placeholder.
Oh, you have to press the next
Oh.
round.
I forgot. No, Wait, which one is that? That.
One thing that could be cool is if you gain a little bit of health by melee enemies.
I think that's all we have time for.
Enemies are giving you ammo, but health ideas go as well.
Is Gunpowder coming? It's 5 minutes to 9 now.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Skadoosh. Okay. 5 minutes until the big presentation happens. Do we have a website? I don't know. Maybe we have a website. Oops. Hello. Greetings, travelers. All right. So before we, well, maybe I should just wait until Michal gets here first. right to the people in the chat as well here. Okay. Bear with us, chat. We're just trying to find people again. Can anyone guess who this is with just reading the text? I don't know if I can. Obviously, it's a wrong picture for the person, so. Could be anyone. Such an unoriginal person. All right, so the main guest of honor is here at least, but I don't know if anyone else is showing up right now from the rest of the house. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just doing a thing first. All right, before we start with the big presentation by Team Lords and Villains, I just want to give a quick summary of the last 4 years of Spelkollektivet. We turned 4 years, as I've said before, this month officially. And during these 4 years, we've had 369 bookings. It's almost 100 per year. And this is by 181 people. That means that we have 2.04 bookings per person, which is a really good measurement. I feel like that people do enjoy it here. So I'm super happy that so many of you choose to gamble on going here and then find it like good enough to come back or extend. So thank you. With those 181 people, there's 39 countries represented and 1,740 laundry bookings. But bear in mind, we've only had the laundry booking system for a short period of time while we've been in this house. Like, we didn't have it all 4 years, so hopefully we've done more laundry than that. And I also wanted to just give a quick list of the 14 games that has been released here so far, and just in order of name: Cats Organized Neatly, Death and Taxes, Do You? Oh, by the way, this is all that's on Steam. Gekraxel, Gorilla VR, Kraken Academy, Late for Work, Negative Nancy, Nowhere Profit, Urd, Rogueverse, Sweet Surrender, Sorcery, and Teardown. So all of these games are games that at some point, like small or big, people have been working on while in the house. Like, they haven't necessarily made a whole game here or released it while here, but been working on the game while here. And so from 14 to 15 games with Lords and Villain. Let's give a big hand for Michal and Christian.
Hello! Woo! We did it! Yay! Right, thank you very much. I don't know what to say, how to feel. I'm still sort of processing everything. It's been a lot. Thank you, James, for a nice introduction and for this wonderful place, which I'm going to talk to about a bit more in a bit as well. So
Yeah, but how do you feel? I don't know.
Well, yeah. A bit, yeah. I mean, I'm more chilled than you, I think. Well, this is my second game I released. So I guess
Okay.
that,
Yeah. You're the more experienced here. I see.
But
Yeah.
no, I mean, it's super fun to see people get their hands on the game and see their reactions. So, yeah. Pretty exciting.
Yeah. It's overwhelmingly exciting, I would say. So what I've prepared for today isn't much because I didn't have time, but at least it's less than I wanted to do before, and hopefully this isn't gonna take too long. But I have some builds that I've been saving up throughout these 3 years, all the way from the very first prototype, where literally all you can do is build a wall, up to current version of the game. And we're gonna finish it up by revealing to you guys, if you haven't watched it yet, our launch trailer, which is beautiful and epic. So that's gonna be a nice culmination of these 20-30 minutes. And yeah, I think, where can I start?
How did it start?
How did it start? Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago, 2017. I was working in for our university. I was IT analyst, just doing IT projects with people, borrowing stuff for a decent amount of money. And I was looking for some kind of experience in management because I wanted to have a studio one day, and this felt like a good opportunity to get that experience. But it's sort of worn down on me that I'm not doing video games, and it was like, I need something creative that I love doing. And I was playing a lot of Prison Architect back then. So I thought it would be cool if you could play Prison Architect, but instead of prison, it's a medieval tavern. And I started working on this prototype, which eventually became Lords and Villains, in sort of my spare time, just for fun, to get away from everything and have something to focus on and relax. And I never stopped. It just stuck with me. It was this thing where I escaped from everything else to work on and have something to be happy about. In terms of my creativity, and eventually I felt very strong about what I have and that it's worth pursuing for some major release. These bumps represent my life journey. As you can see, Windows knows everything. So this was sort of the first build that I made just to show my friends how cool I am that I can run Unity and do something there. Pretty much that was the only purpose. Oh, we might have to turn this down. So this was assets which are from Liberating Pixel Cup, I think it's called. A really cool initiative. It's for striving artists who want to get some experience with pixel art, and they sort of get this art style, which like guidebook sort of, and they produce art within that guide, and then they compete for financial prize. So I ripped it off. Every single thing that you see here is from there to have a placeholder art, and this is this UI is the only art I did. So you can see the striking difference in my humble beginnings. And all you could do is sort of like move camera around. There was these lakes and the houses, so there was like the first idea. I've already moved away from the tavern simulator because as I was designing it on paper, I felt like, what's a tavern without a village? And so I ended up making a whole village instead. And here I just added all the zones, and you can build floors, and they cost nothing. It's literally just me learning tile maps in Unity and be so excited that I just did a bunch of stuff. And I think I already have it here, maybe. Yeah, I have this system of like the paintbrushes, and you can do like rectangles, or you can just draw like this, which is still broken even today. If like you can see, if I move fast, there's these holes because I don't interpolate between the mouse locations, and that's still a thing. 3 years later. So it's very challenging to make video games. Yeah.
We'll see if we can fix that if we have time.
Yeah, I've been saying that for 3 years. I don't know if that ever changes. But yeah, so this was the first prototype, and because the music is so loud, I added this button. I didn't make it quieter. Yeah, and no menu. You cannot quit the game once you start it.
Why did we add that?
I don't know. It's like, who would want to leave our game, right? So that deserves its first wow on the stream. For everyone watching, welcome. If you have any questions or comments, throw them in. There's no real structure for this. I'm just sort of going through it. So, and this is the most interesting part, maybe, or it's not, because Windows overridden. On my desktop, it shows the date when the build was created. It's still part of the data. Maybe it is here. Yeah, it is here. So 2018 in May, about 6 months after I started playing with the idea, learning Unity. It took me several months to like open Unity, learn how it works. I was just finishing my studies on university, barely being able to do coding. And so for me, there was several months just learning stuff until I even had a build. And then this was September, so 3 months later. That was during summer where I didn't have school, so I could do a bit more work. Don't know if I did a lot though, because I did trees, yay! So there's this path generator, completely poorly written. The code for this is so inefficient and hard to manage. So I think right now we're not even using it anymore. Yes.
When did you get the idea that you wanted your villagers to sleep on the road?
You know, that's just sort of happened. The moment I added the roads, the second thought I was, okay, now we need villagers in the game. Before, you would just build stuff and there would be numbers, no people. Yeah, so trees, they grow. I think there is time now. Is there time perception of time? I'm not even sure myself. But nothing else was really added, I think, in these few months, just world generator and trees. And I was sort of, this was the, mountains. Yeah, those are also new. And here I was laying down the grounds for the structure system, so the coordinate system and the architecture for different structure types and their behaviors. And I started to think about this in more generic terms and try to prepare systems for something that I can expand on later. And still no menu. Still no menu. This was only a few days later, I think. I don't know how much is different here. Oh yeah, menu. There's a different configurations. So these are there to this day, and I think they didn't even change a single bit. So if I look at the swamp, it's gonna probably look almost identical, except for the art. Yeah. And the new music. I was pretty tired of the previous one.
And villagers.
And villagers. This is actually a pretty big build when I think about it. We have our first villagers, and the camera zoom changed to snap between two options, which now is super annoying. I don't understand how I could work with this. It's like you just accidentally like move your scroll and like it does this. And I remember this was what, whenever I played the game, this was what was happening all the time, even accidentally. Very but yeah, maybe I can zoom even more, can I? No. Yeah, that was before Matej requested that I should zoom in even more to see beautiful pixel art up close. So this was the maximum. And this took me several months just to draw the sprites. And I was, there's this system of layering. So they have naked bodies, hairstyles, which are colored through the code, and then clothing on top. So back then I was calculating, I think 10,000 combinations are possible in the game, which now is probably even more because Andrea was working on it and she added a lot more variations. So Now you can go really crazy. Yeah, resources are now part of the build. I've added, and menu is new. This like this design was there up until recently, a few weeks ago when I changed it. But things are now costing, I want to say money, but it's like wood plank. So there's first glance of economy in the game, and you cannot build stuff when you don't have the resources for it. But the game just doesn't tell you anything, so good luck. And I also have this thing where people are not really grouped into families, they just all thrown into one pile and just sorted by their family alignment, and the family tree is like down here. And you can see nature chaotic, that's not really in the game anymore, that was removed or like commented out. And I still don't know if I want to put it back, because I really don't know what to do with that idea. I really like the Dungeons and Dragons sort of matrix, like, you know, chaotic evil and everything, and I thought it could drive the relationship system of the game. So I started with it right away, and still don't know really how to use it. There's not, it's a long story. I don't know if I should get into it now, but yeah, it's commented. But everything else is still there, and you can see professions like cooking as well, on all kinds of levels. This feels familiar, right? Inventory screen as well, people have inventory. So this is now getting very close.
Closer and closer.
Yeah.
Also the UI for the clock.
Right, yeah, now there's time. Interesting. And you can stop it? Can you stop it? You cannot stop the game. Nice. Oh, and the huge progress bars. Yeah. I think this is very close for moving to Spelkollektivet, I think, this build. We're almost there. Then we have Appendix H prototype. And the reason why is it named this way is because I was finishing my studies in university in Prague, and I needed a master thesis, and I somehow convinced them that working on a video game is a good master thesis. Very unusual at the time. Game development in our country in universities was just getting started. It is still in its infancy, and master theses for video games were not really a common thing. I had to talk to a lot of people on university who would be interested in sort of, what is it called? Like, do you know that? When you have a teacher guiding you through your master thesis? Mentorship. Yeah. And eventually I found one, and he was willing to put his name on it. So he helped me, and we sort of dressed it up as this is a user research project, because I was in UX sort of education class or something. And so this was a UX research, and so not only I had to make a prototype, I also had to test it with people, and then do interviews, and then interpret interviews and collect data and a bunch of stuff like that. Took me a lot of time, which wasn't spent working on the game, but I learned a lot about game design as well, and it was very helpful for me, like this starting experience of talking to people. So let's just see what I had. Very creative, wonderful tutorial with beautiful fonts and correct aspect ratios, sort of telling you quickly how the game works. This was thrown together literally 5 minutes because I was running out of time and I had to finish the thesis. And then the game, a new loading system. So this is the first time I've implemented a loading manager. New music as well, better UI a little bit, but otherwise pretty much the same thing that I showed before. So I'm just gonna jump ahead to the next one. Build stable question mark. I don't know what that is. That is 2020. This is 2018, so I think that's just bad sorting. I shouldn't play this one right now. Demo version 01. 2020 already? I'm not sure if this is a correct build. I should have numbered them before. but we'll see. It's a bit exciting. Ooh, right. So this is going in order, and this is the time where I was about to discover Spelkollektivet. So that was 2019. I was living in Prague. School was nearly over. I had my master thesis, final exams in front of me, and feeling sort of lost in my life, not knowing what's next and where to go and how to move forward. Because all I really wanted to do is finish this damn game and have a good place to be while doing so. And I noticed some ad on Facebook, kind of by accident, months before this, and I wasn't in a place to even think about it, but then it sort of stuck in my head. And when I came to that point where, like, okay, this sounds interesting, maybe I could just move there, I started Googling, and first thing that came up was Stugan, which is the cabin, which is doing it only once a year for like a couple of weeks, but it's a similar concept, I think. And they were not functioning at the time, so I kept Googling, and then I came across Spelkollektivet again, and so I was very interested. Spelkollektivet. You have this is the infancy of the tutorial book, sort of, explaining controls and stuff. A lot of pages, and you can see in preparations for a public demo, because I already was starting to make some plans how to finance this thing. And light system. This is actually the build that I did in Spelkollektivet already, I remember, because I didn't have the light system before we moved, or back then it was still just me, to new version of Unity, which had this light system. But where are the animals? There should be animals at that point. Interesting. Oh, you can hear my music. This is my guitar. This was just going into the music room here, playing for 2 hours, then editing it into 10 songs and calling it a soundtrack. And people liked it. Mate was a big fan, which was lovely. But yeah, where the hell are the animals? Maybe I was still working on them. But sort of most of you know my journey here. I came here for about a month just to sort of see what it is about, because nobody really knows when you find out what the hell is this place. So I came in for a month, and I was pretty much just doing pixel art on the animals the whole month, nothing else really. But really loved the place and decided to move back, when I left, I was there for a month, and when I left, I wasn't sure if I was going to come back. But it's been just 2 weeks back in Prague, and I was like, okay, this sucks, I need to go back. And so that was funny, because I just left college. I found a new flat, took some time with the owners of the flat to get them to accept me and move in there. And I moved in, and then immediately the same day I moved in, I went to Spelkollektivet for a month, and then I came back and I told them, okay, the deal is over, I'm leaving to Sweden. They were very unhappy about that, and I lost the deposit that I had on the flat, because contractually I had to stay there at least a year to get it back. So that's how much I left on the table just to be able to live here. But yeah, ever since then, never left the place, not even through the door. I'm joking. But yeah, so this was the new light system. They now have these speech bubbles indicating what they are doing or thinking about doing, and a bunch of new objects. I started to do a lot of art for the furniture. I've added these tooltips that tell you what things cost and sort of explain the game a bit more, for the zones as well. There's a whole less of them, because I was looking for a compact experience that people can enjoy as a playable demo. And what is this? Oh, bomb to destroy stuff immediately. That's a new thing, and very terrible color scheme on the book. This burns my eyes. So yeah, but the trees are done. This also took me a long time. Still no menu. And moving on, we're almost through it because I'm gonna skip through these. I'm not gonna show all of them. I don't want to bore you to death. Bore you? Bore you. Bore you. Yeah, because I want to get to the part where we start working together in a team and see how things start shaping up because of it. Oh, my beautiful logo. You can see the artistry in it and the excessive creativity of using clever elements to put it all together.
When art goes too far.
Or not far enough. But I always love how the lights come in only. Oh, and this thing, the zoom in. So this is exponential function. So it's faster here, but slower here. Super annoying. And the quests. First sign of quests been added.
First animals.
First sign. Oh, is there animals?
No.
Oh.
But they were gone.
They were gone?
For a long time.
Yeah.
They were added in the second update.
Oh, right. They were removed because they were worked on. Yeah. Well, still no menu. And demo version 3 is almost identical to this one, which was the public demo that I ended up releasing on itch. And that was the start of a whole new journey because I get a lot of positive feedback. And a lot of opportunities. People generally like the demo. They're cheering me on to keep working on it. I have a menu now. You have settings. You can change music volume, scale the UI. This got removed then, and I think Christian had to come along and add it again. I don't know why. Oh yeah, because I was refactoring UI and I didn't want to deal with this, so I just disabled it. And tutorial, which is just a bunch of quests thrown together, and new UI backgrounds, and animals. They are here. They've been added to the demo, some of them at least. So I'm the most proud of them. This is my pinnacle of artistry. Yeah, pretty much. But you all know this demo, I hope. You can see there's a lot of these zones, storages. It's very close to what we have today, just absolutely not polished in any single way, and has old art. I don't think I need to spend a long time here, except show you this. The pinnacle of technology. Yeah, Johanna? Yes, this is the same music, it's just another song. There was like 10 of them, or I think. Thank you. There was an interesting discussion because I didn't expect anyone to like the music when I made it, but people did, and so I made plans when I started working with the publisher that I'm gonna be making the soundtrack on the guitar. And then I just ended up not having time on anything. So we talked to Adambo, and he made a soundtrack for us. And I'm not regretting that decision a single bit. I'm a bit sad I didn't get to input my music talent into the game, because I'm a very talented musician, as you all know. But yeah, next project maybe, I don't know. It's just the first game. Don't have to do everything there. Yeah, so let's exit. Do this, subscribe to mailing list. Pretty cool thing. A lot of people did it. And let's jump to our first milestone, because after this, I joined Digital Dragons conference. COVID for me was really good because I could join events without going anywhere. Pretty cool. You save money, and if you have social anxiety like I do, you feel pretty comfortable. And so I joined that. I enlisted the game in indie showcase that they do, and I got accepted in, I think they selected like 60 games, and they've been doing a Steam event promoting it. So I've set up my Steam page. I started collecting wish lists, and that's where publishers started to get interested. So I went shopping, and after some time looking for publishers, learning how things work, and researching on this completely new thing that I've never thought is going to happen, I ended up working and partnering up with Infancy Entertainment, which gave us funding, and I immediately went to this guy. Fun fact, I tried to convince him to work with me on share revenue basis before, and he was making his Rocket game, and he was not interested because Rocket game is his own game, and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how did that go?
Well, it's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. It's just far pushed back. Well, yeah. But yeah, I needed money. So
yeah.
I felt that the game was fun. I also like this type of like strategy simulator game. So
yeah.
It was not like a
Finish your sentence.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, like it wasn't that I wasn't interested at the first times when you talked to me. It's just that I had my aims in sight, so that's why I continued on.
Yeah, I'm half joking, by the way. I totally get it. Yeah. Yeah, James.
Where did you meet?
At Spelkollektivet. Wow.
Shameless plug.
Please. Yeah. I've been living here for some time already, making a lot of friends. I felt like Christian has same interests or similar interests, and we've been hanging out already, and I knew he's a smart guy, capable of very good things. So I wanted him in the team, and as soon as we had funding, I started shopping and talk to people in the house, sort of do recruiting. But I didn't have to look too long because we had some talks, and we found an agreement and started working together, because that was pretty much my optimal choice. I wanted to, at least when it comes to programmers, I wanted to have someone who lives here, because I was about to live here. I still am, and I need that personal contact, because I knew we're gonna discuss a lot of things, and it's pretty cumbersome to do it remotely. So
yeah, there was a lot of like transfer of knowledge of the code base in the start. So
yeah,
it was very beneficial that we were in the same room.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we can yell at each other when we have problems, so that's always good. Yeah, and we got immediately to work. This was first milestone, so Christian was still learning the code base, didn't really do much of new stuff, just sort of fiddling around things. So I don't know how much changed here actually. I wanted to do here like take the old roadmap we had and actually remember what we did in each milestone, so I don't have to investigate as we play through it. But I didn't have time to do that. So
loading bar.
Loading bar, yeah. Good catch. Good catch.
Animals, alright.
Oh, animals sleeping, sort of, right? Do you remember what we did here?
No.
Oh, this was already there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't wanna spend too much time here. I'm just gonna jump a couple milestones ahead. I think that's gonna be the easiest. So let's just do milestone 4. Almost. This was like we have a milestones which are monthly, right?
Yes. I think in the beginning we did a lot of professions.
Yeah.
We did the farming, and then we did the animal taming, did the animal behaviors, and stuff like that. So we eat from the feeders.
Right.
A lot of
yeah.
AI in the start.
Yeah, the resources are now part of the ground storages, and people have to manipulate them. Mm-hmm.
Is the icons on the left clickable?
Yeah.
Cool.
They all lead to stuff. And we did this cool idea that every time we had a new build, we created new main menu save file which loads in the background, and it sort of shows what we just did in the last month. Nobody really get to see this aside from the publisher, so it was just so I can feel good about it. But yeah, I think it's a nice touch, and we're definitely gonna
It's still there, so
Yeah.
when we add the new features, people will see it in the early access.
I keep the menu save file that we're using, and I would like to always do a little twist to it to show what's been added. Oh, this looks weird, like eyes. Not really sure what's been. Oh yeah, tips now here, like they're explain the game.
And the Wikipedia book.
Yeah, it's still not a book, but I saw a lot of content added. Still my music, but I think fancies are new. Yeah, we can just now. I think I'm just gonna skip to Milestone 10. 5 months ahead, because yeah, not a lot of has been changing here. We've been polishing and focusing on early access release, and here we have a new art.
Damn, son.
What a difference. So Andrea, how did we got to know each other? Why is Steam connecting? Well,
Yeah, it's Steam.
oh,
This is not gonna work.
This is not a DRM free version. Okay, this is not gonna work.
Buy the game.
You are allowed to buy the game on my account if you want it.
Nah.
I think my card is saved there, so just click through.
Should I do it?
It will still,
Yeah, do it.
it will still open.
It's for a good cause.
Well,
it will still open the Steam version.
Well, but we can. No, I'm not. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy the game with James's money. We're gonna hit download. It has 600 megabytes. It's gonna be done
Went to the
quick.
store to buy it.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm gonna show you the trailer as it downloads the game. Lords.
Now we will see I ignore the game.
And villain. It's on a wish list, so add to cart. Ooh, purchase for myself. Feels good, right? You should try it. It's really satisfying spending other people's money on your video game.
It's a good tutorial.
How to buy the game.
Whoa! Install content. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your purchase. We're gonna talk about that. Yeah. Yeah. Next. And now I'm just gonna go and show the trailer. I think this is the best way to show it.
Make sure you press it so that it actually downloads. It might be updating a shit ton of games.
Let's see.
Prioritize it.
Valheim is running.
Click downloading at the bottom.
Here, download queue. Download, right? Yeah. So where have we been? Can we up the volume?
3D but 2D.
Can we up the volume? I'm just gonna.
My liege, you honor us with your presence. My name is Johann. Allow me to introduce my family. We are but humble villains, simple folk. We work as hard as you require. And so does everyone else in our village. We put food on your table as well as our own. We work with master craftsmen to make all we need. All to please our lords, who pledged to look after us. You divide and govern the lands, and provide them to us for our loyalty and fee, while graciously giving back to those in need. We recognize that our rulers have tough choices to make, and it is not our place to choose who rules over us, but we have faith in your wisdom, my lord.
That's it. Alright, so that's Lords and Villains, everybody.
We have a suggestion from the chat.
Mm-hmm.
You should add a line for the voice actor to say, "We sleep on the road in stone."
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. I still wanted to talk about Andrea and the art. Yeah, that's where we sort of left as well. So this was around November. We had in our plan how long it's going to take to make all the art, make very ambitious plans, and then ended up doing half of it with the money because experience in planning it was lacking and estimating how things are going to take. But in the end we managed anyway, and we Andrea pulled off really stunning feat. The art I find very charming and pushing the game on a whole new level. There's still a lot of things that we know that we want to work on and keep improving it, but I am personally very happy, and everyone else seems to be as well. Yeah. So Andrea really did a good job here. And the way we were doing the search was a very new experience for me, because this was sort of the first recruiting that I've ever done on my own. We advertised on Twitter and on Discord and between friends so they can recommend to us. And then we did art tests with people. They tried all different art styles. We had about 20 to choose from in the end. And we ended up having this long selection process. And then reviews and interviews. It was super time consuming. It ended up taking a whole month for me only to just find an artist that we want to work with. And I think that was a time well spent, and I would heavily recommend to everyone, if you ever are in that situation, take the time to find someone that you want to work with, because this is going to be the thing that people notice the first time they open the game. And it makes a really big impact. So do not underestimate that, and put the time aside to find someone that you're happy with. But yeah, now we have, question.
3 questions. Are you still working with Andrea?
Yeah.
And yes.
Yeah, I can say more to that, but
Okay.
say the questions first, I guess.
Well, then the second question doesn't matter. And when is she visiting the house?
Who knows? She's living in London, and so far we have not been able to motivate her enough to come pay us a visit. She's definitely not interested in living here, but
that's what they all say. Bring out the knives.
But yeah, visiting maybe will happen one day. I don't really know. We're not. I don't ask about it every month, so maybe I should. But yeah, it's been very interesting. Since she joined the team, we had to stop doing stand-up meetings here in the house, which I've been very much enjoying, and we ended up doing them remotely because Andrea could only connect over Discord. So here I am sitting in the office, Christian on the other side of the table, and we're calling each other so Andrea can be part of it. It was very interesting. And then we sort of finished the main part of the project. We're still working together, but on a different basis, and we're not doing the daily stand-ups anymore, and she has also other projects to work on now as well. So the cooperation style is a bit more lenient. So now we're still doing stand-ups in our office though, because I don't really know why. Maybe we should come back. Yeah. But for a while, I think first time after Andrea wasn't participating in them, Christian was still in the office, wanted to do it over Discord. So yeah, that was very interesting. But yeah, we now have the game, and I hope you all enjoy it. And it's been a wonderful journey. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the house, everyone who's been helping us. This place was really good environment to be for trying to make something like this happen, both financially, but also most importantly for personal support, but also exchanging experience, getting people to play your game, give you feedback. Everything is very easy and accessible here. So for me, this had a huge impact on being able to make this game, and I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, if you are in a similar situation, come around and make cool games with everybody else. Yeah. Do you want to say something before we go party?
The credits.
The credits.
Yeah.
I'd just also like to thank everyone in the room and everyone who has been here before throughout the years that I've been here. It's been amazing to meet everyone and people to talk with all the problems and socializing. So yeah, just want to thank you everyone.
Thank you. All right, that's everything from us for the stream as well. We're just gonna move on to do some party if there's no questions.
Question from the chat. What is next for Lords and Villains?
Whew, everything and nothing. We have a roadmap, which you can find on the Steam page, and so next is focusing on our first public update. Probably like very next is going to be monitoring reviews, gathering feedback and fixing anything that breaks, so we can have hotfix updates and people can still play the game. Yeah. Another question?
Yeah. Has the game impacted the way you look at dirt roads?
Yes.
The roadmap you're talking about.
Yes. It did, yeah, very much. Whenever I'm taking a walk in the forest and I see a dirt road, somehow I just want to take a nap. Yes, Annie?
Maybe a very broad question. What has been your biggest learning? Like if you can pin one down from both of you.
You want to start?
Repeat the question as well.
So the question was, what was the biggest learning moment for us through this journey?
That's a lot of months.
How nice it is to work with me?
Yeah. Yes, of course. I don't know. It's
or the biggest challenge that you are proud of overcoming.
Challenge that you overcame?
Like challenges in the game is for sure the AI and the behavior of moving resources around. I think that has been the biggest challenge so far. But it's all like, I mean, all the experience of working in teams is always interesting and important.
Yeah, I work very hard on making it interesting. I can say that. Yeah, for me, I don't know. There's been so much from working with publishers to building a team, learning how to be a decent person so people don't kill me. Learning what it takes to make a good video game. Surprisingly hard, especially when it comes to putting it all together and making the pieces work as a whole. It's very easy to get caught in like ideas and I don't know, just sort of ride the wave of excitement of, oh, it would be so cool to do this thing, so you add it, but you want to ask for money for this and it needs to work together, so ironing it out to something was a really big challenge in the end as well. Yeah. James?
A question from the chat. Any regrets?
No, never. I mean, I made mistakes and bad decisions, but I don't regret making them. I learned through them, so yeah. You?
No.
No?
No. I don't make mistakes.
See, that's why I have him in the team. All right, is that everything for the presentation? Thank you very much. I hope you had fun. And we get to party. Woo, so stick around. What to do now? How to stop stuff? Okay, so
Can I just round off the stream?
Oh yes.
Before we go into all the dirty details on removing all our clothes and stuff, I just need to say goodbye to these guys online. So thank you for joining.
Don't tell them that.
Oh, sorry, shit. We're not removing our clothes. That's tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a good time. I hope you are all like rushing to the Steam store now and checking out Lords and Villains. And I hope you join us next week again for other updates. Maybe Michal will be back and talk about all the bugs he had to fix tonight. So take care, everyone, and have a great life.